We welcome you back to the Hollywood Palladium here. Coming up now, the battle for the USBA Junior Featherweight Championship. Rudy Zavala and Jerome Coffee. This is the title that was left vacant when Kennedy McKinney won the World Championship. Rudy Zavala is a hungry fighter, and a fighter that we said earlier can get you out of there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission Chairman William Eastman, Executive Officer Richard DeCure, Vice Chairman Willie Buchanan, Commissioners at ringside Jerry Nathanson and Kim Welshons. The timekeeper is John Litke. Physicians at ringside, Dr. Robert Carnes and Dr. Alex Sinclair. The three judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system: Gwen Adair, Lou Moret, and Chuck Hassett. Representing the United States Boxing Association as supervisor at ringside, Mr. Robert W. Lee, Jr. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it started. 12 rounds. This is for the vacant USBA Junior Featherweight Championship. The referee for this contest is Robert Byrd. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue trunks with white trim, weighing in at an even 122 pounds, fighting out of Costa Mesa, California. His professional record, an excellent one, 19-1-1, 15 KOs, ranked number 4 in the world by the WBC. Ladies and gentlemen, Rudy Zavala. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with red trim, weighing an even 121 pounds. He's fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Also an outstanding record, 35 victories with 19 KOs against 7 defeats and 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, it's coffee time. Introducing Jerome Coffee.
Gentlemen, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. The only thing I'm going to tell you now is when I tell you to stop, that's what I want you to do. I want you to stop, I want you to break, and I want you to break clean. Protect yourselves at all times, obey my commands at all times. This is a championship fight, and I fully expect a championship effort. Thank you.
Part of the referee played by Robert Byrd. We are in Hollywood, aren't we? What great pipes he's got. Here's Rudy Zavala. He'll be wearing the blue trunks. And coffee time. I like that.
That's
coffee
good.
Time.
I think it's very good. Central Casting said, get me a Robert Byrd type. And look who showed up.
Unbelievable. So here we go. First round of the USBA Championship. I like coffee time.
It's good. We're all glad that you like it.
I like it. Knockout ratio and 43 fights for Coffee. 44%. Not really known as a guy who's going to get you out of there, at least certainly not with one punch. And Zavala is a guy who can get you out quickly.
And Jerome Coffee has come up over his career from featherweight. As a featherweight, he was a little stronger puncher. And this fight sets up very much as boxer versus puncher. But Coffee feels very much that because Zavala's defense is a little suspect, they'll hit him enough so that Zavala won't be able to just run in on him.
What do you think about the layoff? Does it affect the 34-year-old?
Yeah, I think it would affect him more if he hadn't been sparring against guys like Eddie Cook and also Greg Richardson, and if Jerome Coffee didn't keep himself in such good shape. But there's no question that it's not a substitute for actual ring action.
Well, Zavala expected Coffee to run, and in this first round, he is on his bicycle a little bit.
And this is a big ring. So for Jerome Coffee, the ring size is way over a 20-foot ring.
Yeah, also, it's got a running track on the outside.
And also, Rudy Zavala is not too good, in truth, at cutting off the ring. I mean, he had problems even against Hernandez in Montana. Remember that when we were up there? He just didn't cut off the ring very well on him.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Oddly enough, I was just going to make when you said that, but that happens all the time, doesn't it? Also, you might hear some noise coming from the ring too. It's a very loose ring, and what I mean by that is oftentimes rings have center supports underneath them, and this one does not appear to have that.
Yeah, so the boards are around. There's the right hand by Coffee. See, if he keeps moving mostly to his right, but occasionally, see, you can hit Zavala when you hit him from angles. Can't stand right in front of him or he will just wail away on you.
And the one problem that Zavala has had is that he does swell and he does cut. In fact, after the cut suffered at the hands of Salud. He had to have a little plastic surgery. There's a quick right hand again. Nothing damaging, but cumulatively that could have a real effect on this fight.
The question, of course, is can Jerome Coffee do this over 12 rounds? Can he move this much, sustain this pace, and not get hurt with something from Zavala?
Well, he's one of those pesty kinds of fighters, a fighter that really is hard to look good against. Coming to the end of the first round, and if this is the game plan for Coffee, which we feel it is, he's done a pretty good job of executing it in the first 3 minutes. We start the second round. Jerome Coffee in the black trunks, Rudy Zavala in the blue. Incidentally, Zavala was supposed to have worn white trunks, and he tore them before the fight, so he had to go to the blue.
Luckily, he had a spare with his name on it still. Zavala, and maybe, who knows, maybe even Coffee if he can win this fight. Zavala, who's ranked 4th by the WBC, is very possibly in line to fight Tracy Harris-Patterson, the super bantamweight champion.
Take a look at the jabs in the first round, and Coffee doing a very effective job. If he can do that, he's going to have a real chance here.
And one of the things Zavala told us this morning was that he feels his jab can help neutralize the movement of Coffee, but it hasn't so far. You know what? I think the left eye of Zavala is starting to get a little swollen.
Yeah, in fact, that happened subsequent to the Salud fight, too. He didn't cut, but it did swell a little bit, and that could be a real chronic problem. We saw that start to happen with Scotty Olsen, who finally caught up with him.
I'll tell you what, I can think of a lot of guys. If I'm Rudy Zavala, I'd rather fight than Jerome Coffee tonight. And he may get the Coffee, may whack him out, but not the kind of a guy that you really want to be in there against and expect to do your absolute best.
I would imagine a guy like Coffee can really frustrate.
He's really got good defense. You have to nail him with something big, as McKinney did when he fought him, for example. And as several others have, like Jeff Fennick and those people. You have to hit him with something really big. Of course, Fennick, he went 15 rounds with Fennick back in 1985, so he was able to even end losing. That was when Jerome Coffee was really at the top of his game.
Coffee working the jab well again.
We saw this when he fought Louis Espinoza in April of '88. He boxed well for 2 or 3 rounds, and then Espinoza nailed him. That is what Zavala is hoping he'll be able to do.
But so far, Coffee, even though he is on his bicycle, you could still make a case for the fact that he's the more aggressive of the two.
Yeah, well, he said, you know, I know this guy can be hit. See, when he steps to the right and he throws that right hand, Coffee really can get that punch home.
And your point is well taken about reddening and a little swelling around the left eye. Top and bottom of Zavala.
You know what's interesting about it, Barry? When Zavala is in punching range, he's not able to pull the trigger. But of course, we saw this even against Hernandez for a round or 2 up in Montana. So people shouldn't be lulled into a false sense of security about it. Zavala could turn this fight around with 1 punch. But right now, Coffee's doing the job.
Yeah, particularly Coffee shouldn't be lulled into a sense of false security.
Yeah, that's true. It's okay if we are.
Coffee, you might say, wants to be in it for the grind.
For each.
Rudy Zavala's not having much fun right now, though. He's really frustrated, and a little swelling maybe around his left eye. Jerome Coffee threw 111 punches in round 2. 89 of them were jabs, so an indication that he's very busy.
Coffee executing his game plan very well so far.
And doing so in a manner that allows him to still get in more than enough punches offensively.
Yeah, we've talked about the fact that a fighter like Coffee sometimes has trouble. As you take a look at the total numbers through the first 2 rounds, Coffee with a decided edge. Somebody who fights the style of Coffee sometimes has trouble convincing the judges that he's won rounds. But as you said earlier, even though he is on his toes and moving a lot, he still is being aggressive. And it has to be noticed by the judges, I'm sure.
He's throwing a lot of jabs, landing a good share, landing some good right hands. Rudy Zavala's really been unable to untrack the left hook. That's a punch that would work very well for him on the inside. He hasn't been able to get it going.
Well, one thing that Coffee's doing is very smart. He's just not staying by the front.
There's the hook, and it hurt Coffee, I think, momentarily.
There's a headbutt also.
Well, see, now Jerome Coffee's getting a little wild. He got hurt, and he's getting a little wild.
Coffee still may be a little hurt. There was a right hand and another. Coffee getting careless here.
The left hook started the problem, and now he's right there for Zavala. Now he's got a real problem. You can't slug with Zavala. Zavala's too strong for him.
It's really the right hand that's doing even more damage than the left for Zavala.
Yeah, it all started with the hook, and now it's both hands, as you mentioned. Coffee trying to stay off the ropes, of course, but it's not too easy when you're hurt.
Coffee is still hurt, too. No question about it. And he's really opened up.
If you don't have the power to keep a guy off you, it's going to be difficult. And right now, Coffee's not able to hit him as accurately as he was before or hurt him.
Coffee's corner yelling for him to tie him up. And again, he takes a straight left hand. There's a right hand by Coffee. See if that backs Zavala off. It doesn't. And another right hand. Now Coffee fighting back and a straight right hand.
For the first time, Barry, Coffee throws combinations.
And a right hand again. Maybe Coffee's starting to get a little confident, but he doesn't want to get careless. That cost him.
Can Rudy Zavala be in a bad fight? No.
We haven't seen it.
He's produced some classics, including what we deemed the best of the year.
But that eye can be a problem for him. Robert Bird with a little warning again for grabbing to Coffee. And it's interesting, that was another concern of Zavala, is the fact that Coffee would grab. And you and I were kidding earlier about the fact, well, how can you run and grab at the same time? And that's exactly what's happened. End of the third round. Good round for Zavala, but Coffee fought back well.
Once Rudy Zavala got this left hook uncorked, which he couldn't land earlier, he got Coffee in trouble, but Jerome Coffee was able to withstand very well in that third round.
Still a good round for Zavala, and now this fight getting back on even terms.
Zavala has become right-hand happy again, though. He forgot what started it for him, which is that hook. And Coffee's able to elude the right a little bit better than he is the left hook.
Good right hand by Coffee. Coffee finding a home for that right hand. Al, on your card, close fight.
I have Coffee winning the first 2 rounds and Zavala winning the third. You know what Jerome Coffee's doing now? He is trying to work on Zavala's psyche a little bit. At the end of the last round, he made a face at him as if to say, look, you thought you had me, pal, but you didn't. And now in this round, he's firing good right hands and doing it with a little bravado, making some faces like that, and saying, hey, I'm here to straight.
In the third round, Coffee threw more punches, but you can see Zavala really got untracked a lot more. Much better round for Zavala. And he, of course, threw the heavier punches.
And early in his career, remember Jerome Coffee was really a runner. People used to, when he fought out of Nashville, people used to criticize him for being boring and everything. But this style is part of that, but it's also, I think, entertaining because he's throwing a lot of punches.
Well, he's giving himself the best chance to win the fight, I think. I think the only way he can win the fight is to fight like he is.
And boxing is, after all, the art of being hitting without being hit. He's created the Yogi Berraism.
Yeah, that's right. The frightening thing is I understood you.
That's scary. Good hook by Coffee. He doesn't have a great left hook, but he's showing it to Zavala.
Coffee does just fine when he's not right in front of Zavala. He got himself in trouble when he got caught out in front of him.
And Rudy, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, it goes back to what you said earlier about Zavala not being real proficient at cutting the rim off. There's a left hand.
Right there is where he's got a double with the left, and we have not seen one double left hook from Zavala. And right in there is the posture in which he can do it.
We talked about the swelling around the left eye of Zavala. There's a little swelling under the left eye of Coffee also.
You know what? Rudy Zavala fights like a fighter who would expect his left hook to be the best fight. Leaning in, and yet guess what? What does he throw mostly? Right hand. So he's fighting with a style that lends itself to the left hook, and yet he doesn't throw it that often. See, right there, he throws it right. Now, he landed it, but you'd expect a guy in that position to throw the hook. It's been a very interesting fourth round.
Coffee fights back again. Actually got Zavala going backward for a moment. Coming to the end of the 4th round, this again is a very close round, and this could really be a pivotal round in this 12-round fight. We'll be back.
Rudy Zavala was able on the inside to actually double with this uppercut. It's rare that you see that was the 2nd of 2, and it landed well against Coffee.
5th round starts off in brawl-like fashion. Good right hand.
This is a nice bout. You know why? Because you got great styles going here. And Jerome Coffee, give him credit. It's a 34-year-old veteran who's saying, I'm really going to go after this bout, and I'm going to do the best I can to win it. As you said, he gave himself a good chance to win it.
Yeah, and from the middle of the last round, he really started to find a home for the right hand. Now Zavala fights back.
But when he does exchange with Zavala, of course, the power of Rudy is evident. And there's the holding that they were worried about with Coffee.
There's that uppercut, but that was caught partially on the gloves of Coffee.
And I'll tell you what could end up with a point being taken away from Coffee. Robert Byrd annoyed with Coffee for pulling in Zavala by the back of the head.
He's warned him a couple of times.
You saw there Coffee dropping his right hand to throw an uppercut, and Zavala getting there with the hook. Very close round here, as was round 4.
Been a lot of them.
The round I gave to Coffee, I thought he took it, but Zavala 10 years the junior of Coffee, and we'll see if that has an impact as the bout wears on, because it's looking like it could go a ways. But you can see Jerome Coffee's in terrific shape. He stays in very good shape year-round.
And this could come down to conditioning fight, too, the way it's going.
Now, there was as good a right hand as Jerome Coffee can throw, and it didn't move Zavala.
Double right hand by Zavala, and there he caught him with a right hand and hurt him.
That was a big right, that first especially. There's a good idea. Some body work by Zavala. Where has that been?
Coffee talking to Zavala. Here's another big right hand now. Coffee's in a whole lot of trouble, and Zavala has him trapped in the corner. Another right hand, the mouthpiece comes out, and down goes Coffee. Not going to make it. It's over. Got a little bit too brave.
Well, if you had to script this fight, it would be the way most prognosticators would have expected it to go on. The difference is that Coffee performed even better in the early rounds than some expected, but that's the evidence of the power of Rudy Zavala, and we said it early. At any moment, Zavala could turn it around with his power, and he did. And you know, if you let Rudy Zavala ultimately get to you, almost no matter who you are, he can hurt you. And we'll take a look at it here after you got Coffee in the corner. It started with a right hand sometime before this, and here is where he had him in trouble against the ropes and ultimately put him down. And it's no shame that Jerome, oh, excellent, right, that Coffee didn't get up, because he was nailed with some huge shots here.
And even before this sequence, he was hit with a series of good punches.
Rudy Zavala is a good finisher. When he gets you in trouble, he will put you away.
Very good win for him, and he can look forward now to an anticipated fight with Tracy Harris Patterson. That's going to be a tough fight for Zavala. All right, let's get up to the center of the ring now with Michael Buffett for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Robert Byrd reaches the count of 10. The official time, 2 minutes, 59 seconds of round number 5. The winner by knockout victory and new USBA Junior Featherweight Champion, Rudy Zavala.